Aries, how are you? Let's do a reading for your current energy, shall we? As always, please take what works, leave what doesn't. We all know who we are in the story. So I sure appreciate each and every one of you. I do. And if you appreciate what I do here, help me out. Hit that like button. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Makes a difference to my channel, and I would love to see my channel continue to grow. All right, let's see what's going on for all of my Aries. We got the Empress card to the lovers. Are we talking about children? Maybe some of us find out that we are pregnant. We do have the Fool card coming out here above you, so you are definitely being represented here. But yeah, let's talk about children, huh? Let's talk about kids. Because here in the recent past, we do have this Page of Cups. Oh, and the High Priestess wanted to show itself. So yeah, I think this is a conversation that you continue to have with your person. Let's see what this is all about. See, I just don't feel like you're on the same page when it comes to kids, all right? Because here, maybe you find out that you are pregnant, and now you have to tell your person, and your person doesn't really want to get married, because now that we're pregnant. So yeah, there is this issue around what do we do, or what do you do if you do find yourself pregnant? Because here we do have this Two of Pentacles, trying to figure it all out. So, for some, that might be the big theme for this week. Right now, not all of us are pregnant. I get that, but in this reading, this is really dominating because the Empress is here sitting with the Lover's card. Tell me how else to read it, all right? Because, I'm just feeling like, as a mother, you want to become a mother, or maybe you are, you need to prepare for that. But I don't feel like you're married. All right, because here we have this Hierophant coming in reversed. So, this is where, listen, I've been there. We've all been there. I think most of us have. What do we do in a situation like this? Because with this Hierophant, having a child means that you no longer have the freedoms that you used to have, responsibility dominates with the child. They need to come first. So, I think, there's this push-pull energy of whether or not you want to have a child or you want to continue to just kind of live life, just being able to be free and do your own thing. Now, the Fool card, again, this is about a new beginning. This is about, maybe embracing the opportunity to have a child and giving it a chance. You're trying to figure this all out. But I think here is the bigger problem, all right? I think if you were in a relationship where you were really solid, and you guys are wanting to build a future, there's no question. But I think there's some trouble that has been brewing between you and your person. Because here we have the Five of Swords coming in reversed. We have the Six of Swords coming in reversed. It's like you're trying to avoid, causing any trouble, all right? And I think to turn around and announce, oh, I'm going to have a child could totally like throw everything up in the air, right? Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, the Tower card's coming in. It's like there's this unexpected news that shows up. Something hits out of nowhere. And like I said, all of a sudden you might find yourself pregnant. Now what are we going to do? So, I think you're really open to trying to figure out what is the next step if you do find yourself pregnant, right? Because this is a conversation that I don't think it's the first time you've had, or maybe it is the first time you've had. But I just feel like, this has been something that you guys have argued about in the past. But now, if there is definitely a child on board, the conversation is very different as to whether or not, I want to have kids or I don't want to have kids, because I feel like the kid is here. I wish it was a different reading, but I can't seem to get away from that. So for whoever needs to hear this, this is the message. Now, I do see that, you need to talk to someone, all right? So with this card here, these are maybe your friend. Maybe you can just kind of get a little bit of feedback and try to find out what you should be doing or how you should be thinking or I don't know. I just feel as if this news is big and, you need to really process it and digest it. Now, we also have here the Nine of Swords coming in reverse. So a lot of mental energy around this. A lot of like, I don't know whether or not we should do this or we shouldn't do this, Because here, you know, you're like, can I afford to have a child right now? Is this really the right time? Is this what we should be doing? You know, I mean, all of these energies around whether or not we should have this child. Now, intuitively, you know what you want, right? You know what you want with this, high priestess coming in. And, you know, the truth is you're not really sure you're ready to give up your freedom. You're not sure you're ready to commit to having a child. You're not sure whether or not this person is, you know, set up, you know, to have a child with you. You know, I mean, you're like weighing all of these factors out as to like whether or not, you know, this is real, you know, and can I really do this? And, you know, so a lot of mental energy, you know, coming in this week, you know, trying to figure out whether or not you should, how to approach this. Maybe you don't even know how to tell your person. You know, this is one of those things because it could turn out to be an argument, you know, maybe you know their feelings on having a child, you know, and if you tell them, oh, guess what, I'm pregnant, you know, you're afraid of how they're going to respond. You know, but listen, you're an Aries, you can plow through anything, right? You know, so, but I think, you know, you want to figure out a way so that you can really avoid, you know, having a big argument. So I really feel like, you know, with all of that being said, that you want to be very, very clear on your position and your stance and how you feel. You know, so maybe talk to your friend first, you know, and kind of let them know everything that's really kind of brewing in your mind, you know, everything that is bothering you about this, all of it, you know, and maybe, you know, by having some feedback, a sounding board, you might be able to really get clear on how to approach this next new phase of your life, especially if you are with child. You know, because this is one of those things where, you know, this is the energy that we're reading today. And this is what I'm feeling is your struggle. But listen, you know, take a chance on life. It's okay. You know, I feel like, you know, you can have it all. You know, you don't want to sacrifice your freedom. I get that. You want to be able to, you know, do what you're doing and want to move on with your life. But I think this is a bigger conversation that needs to be had before we make any solid decisions. So a big, big week for you, Aries, you know, and listen, I get it if it doesn't resonate with you, you know, it wouldn't resonate with me, you know, so listen, I'm going to do a second reading. I'm going to follow it up right now with the singles reading, and let's just see if we can balance the energies for the Aries clan out there, all right? So listen, take what works, leave what does not. I appreciate each and every one of you. Hit that like button, and I'll see you all at another reading. Until then, be happy, be healthy, be well, be kind.